Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. Alright, first and foremost, all praises, glory, and honor be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. It's your brother Yerami Kazak, back on hopefully another edifying lesson. Through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. True names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Right? Yahawah is the name of the Father, means He is, He exists. Yahawashi is the name of the Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Yahawashi equals He saves, He delivers, He is salvation. And Rakakadash equals a spirit that's holy, a spirit that's set apart. Right? We call upon those names that is in the Lashawan Kadash, the Paleo Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew. Okay? Now, with that being said, the title of this lesson will be mindful of what you say. Okay? Understanding that your words, they hold weight, man. Alright? Especially, when you calling yourself a teacher, you're teaching lessons, you're hitting the corners, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Alright? Be mindful of what you say. Don't just be reckless out here, hasty with your words. Because that right there is really a cause for you to get hemmed up in something off of what you said. Look at these individuals teaching a foolish lesson, right, about other nations receiving salvation, which is incorrect. They're not mindful of what they say. So and they are of the circumcision. They know they Israelites, right? So this goes especially for brothers that are of the circumcision. Be mindful of what you say, because your words do matter. In the world, you like, I'm just talking shit. That shit, nah. Alright? Yeah, it's times to coke and joke, but in a teaching setting and all of that, it's important to be careful about your words and choosing your words carefully and properly, so that whatever comes off your mouth, whatever that you're relaying is not took and twisted, and it's direct. You know what I'm saying? Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi ain't cutting no corners. He ain't beating around the bush with us. Okay? So we gotta teach, and it's part of standing and being bold. Okay? It's part of being austere. It's part of being correct and proper teachers. Not moving in haste. You have these individuals that are foolish individuals, and all they do is move in haste. They just say the first thing that comes to their mind. You know what I'm saying? Without any care, without any thought. That's your average American. Alright? I can't really see the comments right now, but anybody, they just jump on the comment board and say whatever, without even considering that this is a lesson, and that, hey, this man is preaching and teaching in the name of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Alright, Bahasham Kakadash. So it's a serious affair. It's a serious matter. Alright? When you see brothers being consistent and ongoing and continually bringing out lessons constantly, when you try to downplay the work that they're doing, that ain't proper. That ain't correct. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to exhort daily. You're supposed to lift up brothers. Alright? If you see brothers going forth and bringing stuff out and being consistent, not tell them that they're doing too many lessons or whatever it may be. Alright? It's like Jake, but hey, it could be a sign of, maybe jealousy or envy or strife. Right? And we don't supposed to move in that way at all. Right? We all got different lots, we all got different type of spirits, all got different gifts, all got different, abilities or whatever it may be, right? So it's like you want to strive with your brother. All right, I'm about to get to my destination, and we're gonna get some precepts. But you want to strive with your brother. You don't want to be hasty in saying something, because as always, Leviticus 19 and 15 also states, in any judgment, don't be unrighteous in any judgment. Okay? So be considerate of the words that you speak. Because life and death is also in the power of the tongue. Alright? You gotta watch your mouth. It's in general, man. You got some brothers, man, you can't talk without cussing. Okay? And nothing wrong with cussing, but I'm like, damn, let your words be salted. Let your words be with season, be with flavor to adapt and address the audience that you're talking to know, man. You know what I'm saying? Like when I talk to my grandmother, I'm not gonna be, you got it, bro. I'm not gonna be cussing to my grandmother. Even we talking about the word or something, I'm gonna try to bring it out to her the best, to my ability, and in a way that's adaptive to her teaching, in a sense, to make it relate. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, the fucking white man. Like, no. So you got to keep those things in mind when you're teaching, to be more, I guess, in a general way of reaching the people. Every lesson shouldn't be cussing people out, right? If that's all you got to bring, then that ain't it. Okay? Now, hey, let me tidy up this comment board. Okay, let's get these individuals up out of here. That's the thought we was playing about this ending. Salakia. Yep. Look at these individuals in the comments talking about what's good, dog. Like thinking that we cool or something. I don't know these individuals. Okay. And that's just showing you that these people in the world, they don't have any consideration. That's Isaiah, the 1st chapter, verse 3. All right? They don't have any consideration about the word. Okay? Are you a Uber? Look at that shit. Are you a Uber? What? All right? So, let me get that. Let's first and foremost, let's go to Isaiah, the 1st chapter. Verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know, my people doeth not consider. A sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken Yahawah, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel. Unto anger, they are gone away backwards. Right? Look at this individual, right? This is a perfect example. Okay? You put the cross, you putting it as many times as you want, which you about to get muted, blocked up off of here, but failing to understand that the cross is a death weapon. But you got people that wear the cross. Okay? You're wearing, that's like if somebody you knew got shot with a gun, would you wear that gun around your neck? Okay? You people have no fucking sense. Just like for real. There's no common sense in y'all. Yeah, my boy Tevin got shot with a gun. 45. Let me go get a 45 and let me wear that around my neck all over town. Because Tevin got killed with a gun. So I'm about to wear a gun around my neck. So why are you wearing a cross? Right? That's the weapon that was used to take the king out. So, once again, y'all don't even consider what's going on. You just do stuff because those are traditions. You don't even actually study. You have no origin of anything. Furthermore, that thing goes back to the Talmud. All right? It goes back to Nimrod. Okay? Ceramis. All right? And what's the third one? It's basically the wicked trinity on the left-hand side. Okay? So these situations, all you had to do was study a little bit to find out that you shouldn't be wearing a cross. That's actually a graven image. So let's get you up out of here. But that is the world that we're living in. And honestly, bro, I'm ready to leave this motherfucker. I'm ready to get up out of here. I'm tired of it. But it is what it is. It's Ecclesiastes 5:1. Keep thy foot when thou go up to the house of power, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart, thy mind, be hasty to utter anything before power. So you don't just say what's on the top of your mind. You actually consider and you think. Okay? You just like, man, I see this brother on TikTok every single day. You don't even check and see if be on anywhere else, be doing other stuff. Right? You just act. Some people just act off of what they see. And you don't even go and research. As a priest, as a king, bro, as somebody in this thing, you're supposed to actually have research skills, man. You're supposed to investigate the matter. Okay? This is what you're supposed to do before you even open up your mouth. Especially brothers that are have years in this thing. All right? Salakia. And let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before Yahawah. For Yahawah is in heaven and thou upon earth, therefore let thy words be few. For a dream cometh through the multitude of business, and a fool's voice is known by multitude of words. Just constantly talking. Where are you ever given time to sit back and observe and listen and examine? How can you learn anything if you constantly just talking? Right? This is what you have to learn to do, man. The art of listening is a mastery trait. It's extremely important for you to listen. Versus, furthermore, listen to what? To comprehend and to understand. Not listen to rebuttal. That's a female's trait. A female is just listen to strike back. Everything you saying, she's pointing out those moments and she's targeting it. Oh, well, you said this, well, I'm going to hit you back with this. You said this, well, I'm going to hit you back with this. You said this, I'm going to hit you back with this. Right? That's how a female moves. But a wise woman or a wise brother, he's actually going to listen to comprehend, to understand the matter, to understand everything that's being said and that's taking place. As judges, man, ain't that what we supposed to be? You're supposed to have these type of skills. But if you just moving on whatever you hear, right? You ain't really applying yourself. That's why you may have years and you may be, be in this thing for whatever, but you may not even be wise, man. Because you're not actually applying all those years that you have been in this truth. And that's a bad look. Okay? You don't want to be hasty. You don't want to be hasty, man. Alright, let's get some more. Let's get that Proverbs, the first chapter. Starting at verse 15. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path, for their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. And they lay wait for their own blood. They lark privately for their own lives. So are the ways of every one that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. You have plenty of individuals out here that they're hasty to make actions, hasty to might have a fighting problem, swing on somebody, or cuss out an individual without even investigating the matter. Okay, that's a main problem of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You be arguing over petty situations that you don't even, if you would have just talked it out, it wouldn't even happen, man. You got people feuding and beefing over shit that could have been settled over a simple conversation. But no, you got too much damn pride. You're too proudful to sit down and talk it out with one another. So you're hasty to make war. You're hasty to open up your mouth and say, it's up with that, bro. It's up with him. It's up. Yeah, on site. That's how Jake is. Man, why the fuck y'all can't talk it out? What's the issue, man? Who's the real enemy? Have you ever considered that? That y'all are dividing one another? Right? But no, you falling right in the trap that Esau laid for you to be fighting one another. Falling right into these curses once again. Okay? You know, it's some curses, man, that, hey, once you come into this truth, they should not still dwell with you. Every brother ain't got no baby mama problem. Every brother ain't, okay? I ain't never had no baby mama problem. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Every brother ain't got diabetes, the botch, right? Every brother ain't got madness. Okay? Every curse don't come upon you, but some curses do. Now, once you come into the truth, you start living right and applying yourself and applying the scriptures, then some things you can avoid. You know? You can avoid a lot of stuff just by not being hasty to rush into something, by sitting back observing and paying attention and checking out what's going on. Check the scene. Right? I remember this song, man. What's that? That Beanie single. I feel it in the air. What do you say? Still circling the block before I park or something, whatever. But basically, as a kid, I understood that, man, I'm checking the scene. I'm observing the scene. All right? So, you checking it. Like right now, before I go in the grocery store, I'm making sure ain't no bullshit going on. I'm looking. Right? Ain't no cops out here, right? You know, because this area right here, you got YNs that's known to run up and snatch groceries and to snatch little wild, what's that place, man? The wing stop, right? They known to run up there and snatch people's wing stop. All right? So it'd be bullshit over here. You know, so you observe and you check the scene. You use wisdom. You don't be haste just to get out and go in, you know. You got to be alert. And that goes all the way back to the words that you say. That goes all the way back to the things that come out of your mouth. Because your mouth can fuck you up. All right? Your mouth can get you in a lot of trouble, man. This is Ephesians 6:11. Put on the whole armor of power, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So, by being aware, by being circumspect, by paying attention to what's going on in the environment, what's going on spiritually, by being a watchman. Okay? You should be able to, avoid a lot of bullshit. All right? Let's get a couple more, then I'm going to get up out of here. This is Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So once again, what did I say? The mouth can get you caught up in a lot of stuff. Before a fight happens, it's usually the mouth that's going to insinuate it, that's going to instigate it, that's going to get it there. You know? It based upon your answer, this individual may swing on you or be like, oh, it's just a misunderstanding. You know? So it's important to observe and know what you are getting involved in. Don't just talk. Don't just speak. Don't just be running off at the mouth. Sit back and observe, man. This is Psalms 105:15, saying, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm. Had this individual at camp today run up on me, right? Because he didn't like the correction. He was saying that he's of 3 tribes. He says he's Benjamin, Judah, and then he's of a tribe in the heavens. And I was like, nah, bro, that's incorrect, etc., etc. And then he kept talking about some polar vortexes, the earth is shifting, and all of this. I said, nah, this is BS. That's bullshit. All right? I said, furthermore, I'm not going to entertain you, bro. Just step off the corner. Okay? Because I'm not about to go back and forth with a scoffer. At the same time, he laughing and scoffing when I'm trying to break something down to him. So I'm not about to waste my time. I can get back to my lesson and feed the sheep that came to actually listen. I'm not about to go back and forth with you. So he took it upon himself to leave, go over to his little bus stop. And then 5 minutes later, because I guess what I said cut him, he runs across the street, damn near gets hit by a car. Right? And then jumps all up in my face. Now what am I doing? I automatically went to Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter. Alright? And I'm reading it the whole time. Because the scriptures say, fear not them. Don't fear these individuals. Alright? I wasn't in haste to do anything to this individual. When he tried to get all up in my space, jumping left and right, he want me to jump at him. He want me to swing at him. He want me to do that. He want me to get carnal with him. He literally said it out of his mouth, and I'm going to do a lesson on it. He said, we could squabble up right now. I said, yeah, you carnal. Because they carnal. That's what this world is. They're extremely carnal. They're haste to make war. Right? So in that whole situation, what I had to be mindful of what I said. I'm strictly reading Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter. You are a rebellious house. You don't want to take the correction. You don't want to take the understanding. I'm reading straight out of the scriptures. The scriptures ain't lying. It ain't coming from me. It's coming from the Bible. But our people automatically jump in their feelings and they get mad. They automatically want to fight. That's showing that he say he was an Israelite. That's showing that you in a Christian mindset, bro. You getting carnal. It don't matter if you beat my ass or whatever. The prophecy's still gonna pass. Okay? And I ain't just about to sit there and let you, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But the fact is, ain't nobody got to get carnal with anybody. This is spiritual. What we talking about is going to come to pass regardless, because it's written. It's the judgment that is written. Okay, so regardless if Esau snipe me, take us out, throw us in prison, guess what? Everything is still going to pass. This is why they're so scared. Because you can't stop this. It's no way to stop it. You know that the Most High has raised us up. You know that the prophets are in the midst once again. You know that. You knew that since 1969, man. Alright? So, with that being said, we ain't got to be hasting nothing. What do? We apply patience. Because we know we got to wait and be vexed in this system. We apply patience. We ain't rushing to do anything except but get up out of here. Alright? We prepare, we study, we learn, we grow, and we bring it out. If an individual got a problem with me bringing it out a day, every day or 2 times a day, then that's your problem, man. Alright? I can't control if I want to bring it out. That sounds like an Edomite statement. You on the internet too much. You doing too much lessons. Don't make no sense. You know? But hey, that's why we don't be hasty. Think about what you're saying first and foremost. Right? At least somebody fighting. I see a lot of brothers, man. Shoot, dropping lessons. 3 lessons a day, 2 lessons a day. That encourages me. That's what Great Millstone about. That's what the Great Millstone and Affiliates is about. Bringing the edification out. You don't see no other camp doing that, bro. Alright? You don't see that. Shoot, IUIC got the numbers, so-called. They say they do. But they have the least amount of videos. ISUPK got all these members. But where the videos at? You know? Y'all supposed to be hitting it every single day. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. Already facing the east. All praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the Great Millstone as always. Shalawam to the Lord. So if we let Kwam Yasharahla and the Bible ball to this wicked kingdom, may Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi destroy this bitch yesterday. All right. Shalawam.